All right, family, greetings. This is Tony Wicks, and I want to welcome you to the first installment of the Dr. Wick Daddy Show. We're going to start off this series with the topic of ownership, and we're going to be looking at ownership in three different perspectives. The first one that I want to tackle is in the area of relationships, and I took some notes here so that I could stay on point and just share some nuggets with you that I think will really be beneficial. The first thing that I put down was that it's in a relationship, the natural tendency is that when we're hurt, the first response is always to lighten our emotional load. So what's the easiest way to do that? It's to it's to blame somebody. And so I wanted to target that because this is a natural response, but when we peel back the layers, the one thing that we have to understand is that when there's a clash, when there's conflict in a relationship, there's no one person that's 100% responsible. At best, it could be a situation where maybe we were totally blindsided and the relationship just went from great to horrible. And if that happens, we got to at least be willing to say, you know what? I'm going to take at least 1% of the blame, because for this to explode this way, I should have seen it coming. And now that it's here, God, what is it that you want me to take away from this? What behavior do I need to change to avoid this from happening in the future? That allows us to operate from a position of power. But when we're doing this, when we're pointing, when we're accusing, when we're blaming, that is the lowest energy that you can operate in. And it disempowers you. It disempowers me. It disempowers us. So this is the daily nugget that I want to focus on, is that the more responsibility you take, the more responsibility I take, and that we take, the more power that we command. And I want to give you an example of this. When we assign blame, we are relinquishing our power. We're put in a position of victimhood, and there is no power in being a victim. Now, it's important to understand that, because in order for someone to crush you, that means that they had to have some role in contributing to you, in building you up. Why? Because if they haven't made any deposits, it would be impossible for them to make a withdrawal, or at least a withdrawal that could take a significant toll on you. So understand that. So in this example, if someone has made a deposit, if someone has made a contribution, if there's anything positive that this person has done at any moment in time, that's where the focus has to go. I'm thankful for the wisdom I got from this person. I'm thankful for the times that they were there for me when, I was at my low point. I'm grateful for those times. And that's where we want to focus the energy. And it is so important that we get this because that is where we start to move from being disempowered to being empowered. Why do we want to focus on the good about somebody that hurt us? Why do we want to try to look at the positive in a negative situation? Well, there's really only one reason, and that's the reason I'm going to end with. But I'll share this also, because this is something that I share with my sons, is that if you're going to give somebody the blame for a situation, if you're going to say, hey, this person was a negative, this was a horrible outcome, then guess what? That means that that person that was responsible for your failure, they're also responsible for your victory. So if you're going to give them credit for one, you got to give them credit for the other. But you can't take credit for all of your wins and assign all of your L's to somebody else. That's not, that doesn't even make sense. But what I want to close with is this. The reason that we have to look at the positive in every situation is because we have to understand that every thought Every word and every action is a seed. And I don't know about you, but I'm looking for a good harvest. I'm looking for good outcomes. I'm looking for good words and positive breakthroughs. So it's my hope that you got something from this, but my goal today was really to focus on ownership in the area of relationship. It's critical that we take our power back. And the only way that we can do that is to focus on the good. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll link up with you tomorrow, and we're going to touch on ownership, but in a different perspective. It's not going to be relationship related at all. It's going to be in another area. So to hear about that, got to stay tuned, and we will see you in about 24 hours. Thank you for tuning in to the Dr. Wick Daddy Show. Have a great night. God bless.